Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cape Time. And we are back after our 1 month hiatus. Very nice, relaxing time for us, but we are back ready to work. And this is going to be probably the longest episode we've ever done, and it won't be close. We are going
Yeah,
to try to keep it moving as much as we possibly can, but there's only so much you can do with that when we have, if you saw the list we have of topics right now that we have to discuss from the last month. It's long, and a lot of these literally just came within the last week too, which makes it crazier. Like quite a
yeah.
few of these came very recently.
Kind of happy we waited a week, since,
Yeah, if we waited, that would have sucked.
yeah, I mean, my God, there really are a lot of topics, but you know what? This is the stuff we like. This is the stuff we're passionate about. So it's kind of a good thing we have a lot to talk about. I don't
Yeah,
mind. I don't
absolutely.
mind. I don't mind.
There are worse things to have for sure. But
Yes.
let's just get into it, man. I'm ready.
All right. Hit it.
Oh, so many go. All right, I got this. Here we go. Aaron Taylor Johnson has been
Yes.
as Kraven. And yes, for those that, because this has been a big topic of discussion the last day or two, saying, is he in the MCU? There's no way he could be because, he's played Quicksilver. Well, guess what? He is. Feige doesn't care. And for those saying, well, maybe they just went ahead and did this without Feige because Sony's separate. Well, keep in mind, for this movie in particular, Feige is co-producing, so he's definitely involved with the decision making for this movie to an extent. And I don't think he was gonna just give the okay on this if he wasn't okay with it. So I think that he knows very well what this casting decision means, and I don't think he cares very much because evidently they think he's perfect for the role, and I'm pumped to see what he can do, man.
Yeah, everyone's like, what does this mean for Quicksilver? This means Quicksilver can never come back. And
Well, he's dead.
and personally, I always thought that the bullet holes were a good indication that
Yeah,
he couldn't come back. But,
I
you
agree.
know, uh, listen, I don't think, I think Sony needed to get someone of Aaron Taylor Johnson's caliber. The Quicksilver was a one-time thing. He's dead, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, ha. But yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson really got the shaft in in Age of Ultron. Let's be honest. He needed this. He needed a big role. He lost out on Batman too. Pattinson beat him for Batman. Uh,
Hmm.
so you know what? And this guy Taylor Johnson, you can do accents. He's a bulky guy. He grows good facial hair as well. This dude is gonna kill it as Kraven. You can already tell. He's
Yeah,
a little younger than I would expect the Kraven actor to be. To be honest, I thought he'd be more of like this grizzled man in his 40s, but they're going for a younger version of Kraven. I don't mind it. Taylor Johnson's gonna be very good. I don't have anything like I don't have any reservations. I just know he's gonna be good because like he's
yeah.
a good actor and he's a big dude too.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that, man. I have no issues with the casting whatsoever, and now it's just waiting to see what this movie is going to be. I mean, it's going to be released in January of 2023, so that's going to be the same year, evidently, that we'll get the next Spider-Man movie, assuming they stick to their every 2 years pattern, which is what I am going to stick with because I just don't see that not happening, honestly. But
Mm.
with that said, I mean, I'm not going to go into details on what I do and don't know because I probably shouldn't, but I know part of where Craven could be heading, and I know you do too. But and it's interesting for sure if they're doing what we've heard, and I'm pretty confident they are because we have a good source on this. It's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be really awesome, and I think Marvel fans are gonna be thrilled, both MCU fans and SPUMC fans alike.
Spunk.
Spunk,
You just say spunk.
spunk,
Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel characters. That's a
yeah,
mouthful.
spunk.
But yes, I'm excited for the spunk. I don't care. I don't care what people say. I know a lot of people like to shit on it because, oh my God, Feige's not involved. My God, get
But
over
he
it.
actually is. He literally
But
is
but
now.
now he is. But now because of the deal they made after what happened after Spider-Man Far From Home when the deal failed and Spider-Man was temporarily pulled out of the MCU. You know, they made a deal. Let's be honest. They made a deal. They said, "All right, you want Spider-Man back? We'll make this financing deal with you, but we want our characters to be, you know, acknowledged a little bit
Yeah.
by your universe." And they came to an agreement that the Spunk films will be referenced in Spider-Man movies, but they won't really be referenced in any of the other MCU projects, and Spider-Man will be able to appear in whatever Sony films that they want to do. That is the deal. So you're going to get Spider-Man in a Venom movie soon. You're going to get Spider-Man facing off against Kraven, and there's nothing you can do about it. And
There you go.
honestly, it's awesome because these characters face off all the time in the comic books. And now one of the big complaints about Venom was that there was no Spider-Man connection, right? Well, now you're going to be able to do more comic accurate kind of things with these characters because now Spider-Man gets to be involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And another topic I want to discuss too is we just found out today, or rather, I knew and you knew for probably like 2 months now. It's been like a while, but the Sinister Six lineup was just said by Jeff Snyder, who is a former writer at Collider. He still has good sources, and I think he broke. Was he the first of like a big? Who broke the Doc Ock news originally? Wasn't him? No, he did something else.
No, that was Geeks Worldwide that broke.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Doc Ock
But
news.
he broke something with Spider-Man too. I can't think of what it was though. It might have been with I remember now when he wrote a story about Doc Ock, but also in the article he just low key mentions how Andrew Garfield and Toby are in talks to come back as well, and then that's where people first started freaking out about that news. Yeah, okay. So pretty much we already knew they were back,
This
but the
is
more
just a straight up Spider-Verse movie.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
not even like one of the things we have on our list of things to talk about. VXX teams who worked on Toby and Andrew Spider-Man franchises joined Spider-Man No Way Home, and people are like, "Oh, so yeah, they're definitely coming back." I'm like, dude, I didn't even need to know that. Like, I know they're coming back. Like, they're back. I'm not even gonna talk about it.
Listen, I just have to say this. Okay, Luke, I'm going to say this.
Yeah,
Any chance of this movie not being Spider-Verse went out the window once Alfred Molina opened up his mouth.
yeah,
Like, once he said it picks up from the moment in the river, that means that at least one scene in that movie
yeah.
is going to be set
In
inside
the
the Sam
Raimi verse.
Raimi in the
Yeah.
Sam Raimi universe. And if he's gonna be in the Sam Raimi universe, you know who's also in the Sam Raimi universe? Toby fucking Maguire.
I was gonna say Jay Jonah, but you know.
That guy too. But yeah, everyone. Yeah, so really, like, any chance of that movie not being multiverse and those characters being different versions, different MCU versions, any chance of that happening just went out the window. So yes.
But could we get Mr. Dickovich?
I hope so.
I've been saying this forever. I want him, even if they don't bring him through the multiverse, have him be Peter's dorm advisor at college. And
Oh
then instead of
man.
rent, he's talking about tuition.
Tuition.
Yeah. Like,
Right.
have that be a thing.
Or just when Peter goes to college, he rents out an apartment and he gets to be the
Either or.
he gets to be the rent guy again.
Yeah,
So
I'm cool with that too.
yeah, just bring him back because like that, it's
He's
like
so funny. He's so funny.
stuff that like those little side characters are what makes
Yep.
those movies so special because
Raimi
like
did that, man.
yeah, better than anyone. I mean, the side characters in the MCU films are fun and all, but like
not even close to
but
what.
like the interactions at like the Daily Bugle, where like you got Betty and you got Hoffman and you got Robbie, JJ's going nuts, and it's like it's just constantly moving. Like that hectic scene in Spider-Man 2, you're fired. No, you're not fired. Take what was the line? My son, the astronaut. What do you know about high society? Well, don't answer that. It's constantly moving. It's a constantly moving kind of thing, and Raimi just nailed that. And obviously, Dick Cavich and Dick Cavich's daughter, I forgot her name though.
Oh, she's I like her little relationship with Peter. That's cool.
Yeah. Would you
Little
like some
respect.
cake? And like she's just so nice to him, and like he kind of needs someone to be nice to him because everyone's treating him like crap, and it's just I love that movie. I love all three of those movies. I'm not gonna
Agreed.
lie.
But point is, we know they're back. But for the Sinister Six lineup, though, we already knew this ourselves. Not everybody, but we knew the full lineup, as I'm about to say, is going to be Electro, Doc
Bang,
Ock, as we know,
bang,
William Defoe's Green Goblin,
bang,
Paul Giamatti's Rhino.
ba bang.
Who is the actor that plays Lizard? I always fucking forget.
Reese Ifans.
Thank you. Yes, he's playing Lizard, and then the final one,
Bang. Thomas
Thomas A.
Church.
Church, Sandman.
Ba bang.
And that is
Yes.
your 6 members of the Sinister Six. And honestly, I am thrilled and could not. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect.
Yes, and I've also heard that Scorpion's gonna cameo in it too.
Yes, that is true. I'm not sure if we were allowed to say that, but we said it. So
Yeah.
too late.
Yeah, but like I've been told that like multiple times. So like.
Well, yeah, me too. But
So like it's like the worst kept. Like this shit is like the worst kept secret in Hollywood. I can't like.
no, it's weird because it's like
They really
ironically,
did a
all
bad
the
job of
sources
keeping
have
this
their
a
shit.
secret.
No one could write articles on it though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like
really. Like
it's all out
because
there
they'll
for
get sued.
bloopers. Yeah.
So like, so here's what disclaimer. Here is what we have been. Let's do a disclaimer so we don't get sued. This is all strictly rumored.
Yeah.
And it is not meant to be taken as fact.
Totally.
Spider-Man and his respective characters are owned by Sony Pictures Incorporated. Thank you.
Yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home is a Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures co-production.
Well, you know what? We can just say we're quoting Jeff Snyder. So
We are quoting Jeff Snyder. That is what he's heard. And yes, so
and he
if you
also
want to sue
mentioned
someone, sue Jeff Snyder.
and he
Yes.
also mentions that William Dafoe will be the main villain of the MCU film. Also, I'm gonna pretend I did not know that 2 months ago too, because I did.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you say Defoe's full name?
I know. I say William, okay?
It's
Willem.
Willem.
I know it's Willem.
I'm like, he's doing it.
I'm aware
okay.
of that.
It's okay. It's okay. I used to do that all the time until I realized that there's no A. I'm like, oh.
It's so weird. It fucks with me every time.
It's like, oh, okay. Just call him Big Will.
Big Will.
Big Will. Big Willie. Willie
So yeah,
Fisk.
that is your Sinister Six lineup, and I will say though, the VFX team coming back from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and the Raimi movies does excite me because especially the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I love the visual effects of those movies.
Yeah. Despite that being a horrible movie, it is visually stunning. It is one of the best looking, if not the best looking Spider-Man movies I've ever seen.
Spider-Man 2 is my favorite in terms of its look.
Even so, it's like right there regardless. Yes. It's a very different look though. It's totally different aesthetics, but it works. It really works. And the effects especially, man, as far as like CGI goes, I don't think they couldn't have done CGI effects better in that movie, honestly. Like it looks like it's been made today with how well it looked. Amazing.
Well, the thing is, this is a little dirty secret about the way Marvel Studios makes.
We're getting dirty. All right.
Yes, this is a little secret about the way Marvel makes movies now. It's because they have so much stuff in production. Think about it. They've got, Shang-Chi. I really need to learn how to pronounce. Eternals, Loki, WandaVision was a big VFX thing. They've got so many VFX projects, and they don't really give the VFX artists as much time as Sony did before they made the Marvel deal. So that's why the CGI isn't photorealistic in the way that Amazing Spider-Man 2 was. Really, is because they had a year or so to get the VFX right for Amazing Spider-Man 2, and usually MCU movies the VFX artists only get 6 months from what I've read. So there you go. That's it.
Yeah. I'm really pumped,
And
man,
they
and I
still
think
do. I still have to say though, they do a fantastic job. Those
oh,
VFX artists.
no, of course,
They are the unsung heroes of the MCU. Without them, there is no MCU
absolutely.
because these powers wouldn't be able to, you know, be fully realized on the big screen. So thank you to those VFX artists.
So yeah, that is it for the Spider-Man portion of this episode. So we can move on from that.
Mm.
Um,
I wish we wouldn't, but I'm kidding.
oh well, technically, you know what? We have one more thing in the Spider-Man realm, kind of. We never discussed the
Yes.
Venom trailer.
Let's fucking go.
Forgot about
Let's
that Venom 2 trailer, man. I
let's
gotta
go.
say, I'm pretty pumped. The trailer was really good, man. Tom Hardy looks awesome. His relationship with the symbiote the trailer was very comical, very fun. I think it's going to be a very cool movie directed by Andy Serkis. The visuals are cool, and I think that Woody Harrelson is going to kill it as Carnage, man. I mean, the look of Carnage in the brief clips we saw is fucking awesome. I just don't really have too many doubts about this movie being at least good, because right now
It's
we
gonna be
have
at least fun. Let's be
because
honest.
we have a good a strong cast. You have a strong and very talented, wise director. I just don't see a way where this movie is bad.
Mm.
It's not gonna be bad. It will at least be a decent, respectable movie, and that's nice to say.
Also, like, it's very much a sequel to Venom. It's very
Oh
much
yeah,
like they're not trying to make Citizen Kane here. They're not trying to, be the greatest movie of all time. But you know what? It's gonna be fun. And really, what do you want to see from a Venom movie? Here's what I want to see from a Venom movie. I want to see more of the Eddie and symbiote interaction because that was one of the strong points. I want to see more action and I want a better villain. And Carnage has always been the best villain in terms of the symbiotes. So you're really guaranteed to get an upgrade. You're basically guaranteed to get an upgrade from Venom 1
yeah.
because, I think the biggest complaint about Venom 1 was because the villain was so generic.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
we
yeah, I do
and
think it was a mistake to use a symbiote villain in the first movie and then do another
yeah,
one second. I do think that's a flaw that they definitely should have considered.
but this
If they
is the
Well, yeah,
symbiote villain.
this is
This is
the symbiote villain, but
yeah.
the thing is, you're literally gonna have a symbiote villain probably for all three movies. Like, let's be honest about it. So
Yeah.
it would have been nice to have something different in the first movie. I'll say that.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking goddamn.
Uh, I mean, I don't really have too much to say on it because the trailer didn't show a crazy amount yet. I mean, the only thing I can really talk about that we haven't yet with it is the fact that Circus talked about the movie, saying how this movie's entirely its own thing. It's not gonna have any connections to Spider-Man in the MCU
Bullshit.
outside of references, and you know
Uh,
what? That's not true. It's
that's
gonna have some very real connections, I think, especially from. I mean, we heard a while ago that Holland. I know for a fact, at the very least, Holland did have talks to appear in this movie. I can say that with absolute certainty. Did he ever agree to a deal? I have no clue. But he had
probably.
talks. And I agree. He probably did agree to at least have a small cameo in this movie. Maybe it's an end credit scene. Maybe it's something as simple as like him walking down the street. I mean, well, then again, I didn't even think about this. It's in San Francisco, so I don't know how that would work. But
Raindrops keep falling on
I
my
guess
head.
it could be on the TV or something. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah,
things.
really.
There's a lot of
But
things they can do.
exactly, like why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't he show up on a TV or something?
Yeah, assuming that it's taking place around the same time as like No Way Home. So there's a lot they can do for sure. But it's gonna connect because regardless of whether or not Andy Serkis wants it to, that's just the reality of all these movies in the Sony Spider-Man universe.
Or, or I have an idea. Or instead of Venom seeing Tom on the TV, how about Tom sees what's happening over in San Francisco on a TV?
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
Exactly. So that's basically like it, and then that would set up Venom 3 being, Tom Holland coming in and facing off, and we'd get a full-on Spider-Man versus Venom movie.
If anything, they'll do like if I wouldn't be shocked if Carnage is back in the third. They do Maximum Carnage, and then we have a Spider-Man versus Venom. Like it's almost like Batman v Superman, where you have those two face off, and then they team up against Carnage at the end or something. I think we
Yeah,
might get something like that.
yeah. Tom Holland needs a Tom Holland's agent has to go nuts because his contract's up. I keep saying this. Tom Holland's contract's up, but he's gonna get he's gonna get RDJ money. Let's be honest here.
I
He's
mean,
gonna get
he's gonna appear in like half of the Sony movies probably. I mean,
exactly
I'm not
like
gonna
this.
say which ones because I probably shouldn't, but I know for a fact he's gonna appear in more than just a Venom movie.
Kevin Feige literally said that like Spider-Man's going to face off against those characters. Like he said that when they made the deal.
Well, yeah. So there's no doubt there. Really, it's just
Feige
wait and
knows it's
see.
happening.
It's just wait and see mode. But I think. Do you have any other thoughts? I mean, that covers it for the Spider-Man stuff officially for me. I'm pretty good with everything we talked about.
Yes, I'm just looking forward to seeing all of this stuff. Spider-Man and his related characters have always been my favorite. So like to see this universe actually like coming together, actually happening, and you're seeing some real talent come to the spunk, which is very nice to see. I want these movies to be good. I don't root against these movies. I don't understand the hate towards these movies. Like there are people that really do want them to fail simply because they want Sony to give the rights back to Marvel for Spider-Man. It's just like, listen, as long as they can get along and share, I don't really care who owns the rights as long as they're just sharing and doing their thing. So yeah, hopefully these movies are good, and the more good superhero shit, the better. That's always been my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. I'm extremely pumped for the future of Sony and Marvel as a whole, man. And that's why we're going to talk about another trailer that came out from Marvel, and that is Eternals, man. And this trailer was a pleasure to watch. I think, a lot of people didn't like it, but I think it's because they really upped their expectations too high for what a teaser trailer would show, hence the name teaser trailer. I mean,
Yeah.
they really didn't show too much, and that's the point. To me, what it did do for me was it gave me an idea of who the Eternals are a bit, why they're here, what their purpose is, and it showed off the cinematography from Chloe Zhao, who is an Oscar-winning director now, and you can see, man, the movie is handled with there's a lot of care put into this movie, and one way or another, this is going to be a true director's vision movie from Marvel, and that's great to see. And I have no doubts, regardless of whether or not it's a good or bad movie, and I'm 99% sure it's going to at least be a good movie because directors like her don't make bad movies. It's going to be very artistic and awesome to see her vision come to life.
Mm. Yes, I mean, listen, it's gonna be a good movie. Uh, it's a beautiful looking movie. They've got a great cast, and people that have seen the movie have all seemed to be in love with it. So I don't really have any doubts about it. It would have been nice to see more substantive stuff, but I understand it's a teaser, and the next trailer is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
The next
exactly.
trailer is definitely gonna show some of the more fun stuff in terms of action. Uh, Personally, like I don't really know much about the Eternals,
No, me neither.
nor do I care. But
Did anyone care about Guardians when the movie was announced? I mean, same thing.
exactly. But I'm sure it'll be a good movie. I don't really have any doubts. I didn't even need this trailer to come out. It's nice to see it. But you know what? Who gives a crap? It'll be a good movie. We're gonna have fun with it. Uh, and yeah, it's definitely gonna be more of an art house kind of movie, to be honest. Like it's gonna be more. It's gonna be like it really is gonna be an art house kind of MCU movie,
I
and
would not be shocked if it gets some like legitimate award consideration. Honestly, I really wouldn't be at all. And I'm
yeah,
hoping it does, man, because Marvel. I'm not gonna say they always miss out when they shouldn't because there's so many great movies out there. So I don't like dissing others, but there are times though where I would say it's fair to say that the Academy doesn't really give them the consideration they deserve just because of their genre at times. It
mm,
does happen. It does happen.
yeah. Uh, it, Listen, it is what it is, and yeah, it's gonna be fine. I don't even have anything else to say other than like, yeah, they're gonna make a great movie. Marvel, even the worst Marvel movies aren't nearly as bad as the stuff that we see from other studios. Um, so yeah, like the worst Marvel movie is still a watchable, decent film. So that's like the bare minimum that you're gonna get. So congratulations, and Chloe Zhao is a great director, so she's gonna make a great movie.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's gonna be an awesome movie. I have no doubt about Chloe Zhao, and like you said, the cast of this movie is star-studded. I really love everybody they have, and I just don't have any doubts about where it's heading. I think it's gonna be a great movie, and just everything I've heard about it, whether it's the influence he's taking from, because he said the action is gonna be similar to The Revenant, which is a highly renounced movie. Everybody loves it. It's amazing Leonardo DiCaprio film. If you haven't seen it, go see it. And really, I just think that there's no way this movie ends up being bad. So I'm pumped for it for sure. I think people are gonna fall in love with this movie without expecting to at all. So it'll be a very Guardians type reception, I think. So I'm pumped for it. I'm very pumped for it. But I guess we can move on to the next topic of discussion. And since I talk about Guardians, we're getting a Guardians game, man. So that is very exciting. I mean, I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah. That's a thing. That is apparently it's a thing. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. It's a thing. It's happening. Um, I'm not too impressed by the previous uh game. Not gonna lie. We're talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy game, right? Not the movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not. I thought you were talking about Guardians 2 for a sec. I kind of zoned out for a moment, but I'm stupid, so like this happens. But yes, the Guardian. I'm not too impressed. I wasn't too impressed by Avengers, the
No, not
Avengers
at
game.
all.
Like, but the from what I've heard is that Square Enix only published the game. They didn't actually make it. I think like another studio made it, and they were the
Oh, really?
publisher. Yeah, so it's complicated, but like they put their name to that, and like, good lord, that game really just that game is like everything wrong with gaming in this world in this modern era. Um, I really hope that this game is actually good. Uh, I mean, we need more good, Marvel and DC games. We've had obviously we got the Batman and Spider-Man games. Uh, but like, I would love to see a great Avengers game. I would love to see a great Guardians of the Galaxy game. I would love to see a great Daredevil game, or all these awesome characters. And obviously, the last Marvel game, Avengers, really really disappointed a lot of people because it was basically just like it was very generic in my opinion. It felt very generic. It felt like they wanted, your money more than they wanted to make a good game. And it was, I think people don't necessarily want, when it comes to these characters, I don't think they necessarily want this big multiplayer kind of thing. I think they want multiplayer as an option, but I think they want a single player storyline first and foremost that has this beautiful open world, and you can go and explore, and you team up, with these teams you team up, right? And instead, Avengers ended up being, you go into these AIM facilities, and it's just like it's kind of an ugly game. I'm not gonna lie, to be honest. And I'm sorry for this long rant, but I'm just not impressed with that game. And I pray to God that like whatever they did with whatever they did with Avengers, they can just like learn from their mistakes and do the opposite with Guardians of the Galaxy, because I'm really not impressed with Avengers.
Yeah, man, that game was just not the best at all. I mean, I played through the whole thing, and I don't know, man. It just wasn't that engaging. I'll say some of the combat could be cool at times. I think the characters are really cool, but the story was just so quick. And to me, once you finish the game, the other options for stuff to do after was just so limited and not exciting that I just had no desire to play again. I mean, and the story was just not long enough to make it a worthwhile purchase to me. So with that in mind, I just was not impressed at all overall, and I'm hoping that they, depending on who makes it, let's say it's the same group that decides to work on this. Hope not, but if it is, hopefully they learn from their mistakes and they decide to make this a much more expansive, longer story and just improve on all the things that they needed to improve on. So let's hope for the best with this game, but there's really not much else on it right now because this is just a breaking, very new story and we don't know anything about it outside of the fact that it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just please, for the love of God, make a good game. I don't know what I would do if we got another bad Marvel game or another bad superhero game in general. Because if DC made a bad game, I'd be very disappointed as well. Because even though we talk mostly Marvel, we are very much DC guys as well. And
Oh yeah, and we have a lot of DC news to go over later after we finish our Marvel.
exactly. So just make a good game. I understand that we got to get a lot of topics done, so I want to kind of
Yeah,
move on quick. I'm
that's what
sorry.
I'm trying to breeze.
I drag on quick. I drag on a little bit. I'm sorry, but yeah. Next topic.
We're gonna go to WandaVision. Yes, we are talking about WandaVision somewhat. Rather, the
Why?
writer of WandaVision,
No.
Jack Schaefer, man. He is the writer of that show, and he decided to come back to Marvel on a 3-year contract. So clearly, they liked what he brought to the table, and they want to use him for future projects. And I'm gonna say WandaVision, despite its flaws, overall it was a very good show. It had some great moments, great suspense, great build-up. They just didn't capitalize at the end, but regardless, he can tell he's a very talented writer who knows how to direct and vision, and
Oh,
that's something.
it's a girl.
Really?
Yeah, it's a girl. It's a
Oh, the
woman.
name Jack threw me off. That's why.
Yes, it's JAC. It's not JACK. It's she is a woman.
Oh, I saw Jack. I thought it was a woman too, but I
Yeah,
saw the
well,
name,
I
and
get
then I was like,
Jack.
oh, I guess it's a
You know
guy.
what happens? I get Jack Schaefer and Matt Shackman mixed
Yeah,
up.
that too. Yeah,
Matt,
that's yeah,
so and those two both worked on the show,
exactly. That's why I
but
think that's why.
yes, Jack Schaefer is a woman, and yeah, she's a very talented writer, and
No, clearly she is.
yep, and she wrote Black Widow, so we're gonna see more of her work in this next movie. She also wrote Captain Marvel,
Hmm.
an uncredited co-wrote. Yeah, so she was like an uncredited writer. So I won't judge her writing ability based on something where she came in and probably just helped out a little bit.
Yeah, so
I just
I
yeah
think it's a good deal for Marvel, man. It's awesome to get her on, and I think that she's gonna have a big role over the next couple of years. I think she might even maybe touch on some mutant stuff once we get into that. I think that'd be really cool for her. So I'm hoping for the best with her, but I'm not even gonna dwell on it too much because we don't know much really. It's
Black
just new.
Widow has a $200 million budget.
Yeah, it does.
Holy where was half of that given to Scarlett Johansson to come back?
Yes.
I don't. That movie looks so bland to me. I don't even get me started on that. But
I think it's gonna be good. I genuinely do. I'm just
it'll
not.
be fine because every Marvel movie ends up
Yeah,
being
exactly.
fine. But
We'll
this
see. I think
this
Red Guardian's gonna be awesome.
but I don't think it'll be anything special. Like David Harbour is absolutely fantastic though.
I
So
love him.
I'm
I
actually
love
very
him so
happy about him. So yeah, but fuck
If some
man.
of the things I heard recently are true, though, I'm gonna be very excited.
Yeah. So what
But
have you heard?
anyway.
I haven't heard anything.
Oh well, that's unfortunate.
Fuck. But yeah, the reason why I haven't heard anything is that I just haven't cared enough.
Fair enough.
So
Um,
yeah. So hopefully this movie is fine. But
so I'm gonna talk about Loki briefly now.
let's go. I'm actually really
Uh,
excited for that.
Me too. We are quickly approaching the time for Loki season 1, man. It's gonna be in a couple weeks now. I'm very pumped, and Kevin Feige teased that other versions of characters will be in this series, whether it's Loki himself, other versions of him, or other characters too. And that's going to be all explored through the multiverse because this is a multiverse themed show, man. And Feige, when asked if whether or not this is going to tie into any other upcoming projects or Doctor Strange 2, he would not confirm it. So that tells me that it absolutely is.
Mm.
And,
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. I mean, why? It's a multiverse show. So why would it not tie into what's a movie coming out within a year of it called Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness? Seems to add up a bit there. And same thing applies to the What If show, I think, because I think that show's going to directly tie in, honestly, just as much.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna have some impact on what's
Yeah.
going forward. It's very interesting because at the in Avengers Endgame they Loki, a version of Loki from 2012 ended up escaping, and that's the version that we're following. So the version that we saw die, what happens with him? Is he like, it's like we're witnessing an alternate Loki, which is very interesting. Um, time is a very interesting concept, and we're about to really see the ramifications of letting someone, someone who was supposed to be put one place, the timeline got messed up, and now he managed to escape, and the ramifications of what a timeline being messed up looks like. So I'm very excited for that. And obviously in the trailer we saw like New York all messed up from like the Avengers battle and stuff. So like yeah, this is just super super excited.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I think that looking at both Loki and the What If show, I think there's a lot of cool things they can explore, man. I think a lot of it is just going to be so relevant. I mean, I think they're definitely going to bring Peggy Carter back from the What If show to be Captain Britain. No, not Captain Britain. What is it? Is that it? I forget now.
Something like that.
Something like that. And she'll definitely. I think she'll probably appear in Doctor Strange 2, even if it's brief. Just a gut feeling on that. No sources. And in the case of Loki, I mean, he's such a popular character, man. There's no way he doesn't appear in the movies over the next couple of years. I just don't see that happening at all. And the most logical places to bring him in are the multiverse movie, which is Multiverse of Madness, and maybe Thor 4. I mean, those two would be the most likely places, I'd say, right?
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see Thor's reaction to seeing Loki again, especially after
Yeah,
witness.
I think we're definitely going to get that, so I'm very
Yeah,
excited to see that interaction.
very interesting. Time is a fickle being, my friend. Uh,
Indeed, it is.
yes, I'm very excited for the show. It comes out June 9th, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it's a very exciting time. We need you know, we've been through a lot during this pandemic, and we've managed to get Falcon and Winter Soldier in WandaVision. Now we're getting Loki. It's nice to see that things are slowly but surely returning back to normal. And
Mm-hmm.
I am more confident now more than ever that, Black Widow is going to release, and we're not going to deal with any more delays, and that
Mm-hmm.
all the movies and the shows that we wanted to see, they're all going to start releasing on time.
Absolutely, man. I have no concerns at the moment with that. I'm very pleased to say that. And, all these movies coming out, Thor 4 is actually one of the ones I'm very excited about, especially if Loki has a role in it. But one piece of news that we got on the movie semi recently, well, within the last month at least, since we did our last episode, was Russell Crowe will be playing Zeus in Thor 4. And from what we've heard, it sounds like that we're going to get a montage type of sequence or a historical sequence of Gore the God Butcher killing all the gods. So I would think that he's going to be part of that sequence, and I think it's going to be awesome if we get that, man. There's so much they can do. I mean, Christian Bale, man, I could not be more
Great,
excited about him.
great actor, great Batman.
I couldn't be more excited about him being in a Marvel movie. It's,
We're going
it's
to
the
look at
coolest thing.
Batman killing gods.
I mean, he's gotten close to doing that already.
Yeah, I'm very excited, man. This is that's gonna be a fun movie, man. I don't really. I don't really pay too much attention to it though. Like I just know it's gonna be fine, and like when I'm ready to go see it, when the movie comes out, I'll go see it. But like I don't
Not
even,
a ton has even come out on it yet, really. I mean,
yeah,
there's
like
been a ton of leaks.
yeah, exactly. And also with like Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm like all in on trying to find out what's happening. I'm
I
desperately
think
trying to figure.
I know the entire movie almost at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
And
you and me, we both know most of this movie already.
yeah, really.
There's just like a couple details
Yeah,
that we know,
and
like,
context. We need
yeah,
context on some things,
yeah, we
but
need some context on a few things, and that's about it.
yes, and obviously the script is what carries a movie,
Of
like
course.
you, because dialogue and shit, and man, yada yada yada. But it's about execution. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Thor, I just don't, I don't pay attention to like what's going on the sets and stuff. I just know that like, hey, when a trailer drops, I'll watch the trailer. When the movie comes out, I'll watch the movie and I'll probably love it. I really like Thor
I'll
Ragnarok.
say one thing, and this will tell you everything you need to know about Thor 4.
What's up?
Space sharks.
Can you just say space sharks?
Yes.
Well, I'm in. Uh, yeah, that's
Taika Waititi will work with space
yeah.
sharks.
Taika Waititi
Oh yeah, and
is
mystical goats.
wow. Taika is the weirdest man in Hollywood, and it's also the best thing for the MCU because
He's a brilliant writer, man. He really is.
yeah, it's gonna be a great movie. So like, I've got no doubts when you have a guy like Taika there, and he's doing a Star Wars movie, which is gonna be really fun too.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not looking forward to a Star Wars movie.
To his Star Wars movie.
Yes, well, both because I just have very little faith in the future of Star Wars movies in particular, and also I love him. I just don't think he's a great fit for Star Wars. I'm gonna be honest.
Very interested to see what he's got.
No, me too. I'm gonna give him a chance because I love him. I just feel like in some ways I think he'll be great for it. I think like he'll be good at like character designs, especially getting some weird aspects in the Star Wars that'll work cool. I just don't think his tone is gonna work the way I wanted to in a Star Wars movie. But we'll see. I could be wrong entirely.
Yes. Yeah. All I have to say about that is that I'm sure that movie will be fun. But yeah, just Thor 4 will be fun. It'll be fun as shit. It'll have heart and it'll have great action. Hopefully they add another Led Zeppelin song to rock out to as
please.
well. So yeah. Oh, I love Led Zeppelin. Far from home reference, but yes. Well, moving on because I think we've said all we needed to say about Thor 4.
So another topic of discussion that I feel is very important to talk about. Honestly, I'm gonna cut off a couple of these because I don't think we need to talk about everything here, but we'll talk about most of them.
Like at the end, we'll just rattle off some of the stuff that
Yeah.
we don't really need to get into. We'll just like you can just say what happened.
I'm really gonna rattle off honestly the rest of them. I think I don't see anything here that like I need to talk about much, except maybe one thing actually.
Okay.
I'll just talk about this just because I want to. So Emily Blunt in Fantastic Four, I just find it fascinating, honestly. I just do one of those things because people talk about this a lot. It's just such a big topic of discussion among fans with her and John Krasinski, and I just feel the need to give my thoughts on this.
Okay.
So I really hate fans sometimes. I really do.
Don't we all?
Because I hate the logic. Like, if you just don't feel that they're good for the role, fine. That's your opinion, so be it. But I absolutely despise the notion, and this is a very common notion too, that they're almost too perfect for the role. And that bothers me. People are like, oh, they're casting them as just too obvious. I'm like, just because it's obvious doesn't mean it's bad, because it's not. That means it's good. That means it's just so good that they're the first people that come to mind. So who cares if they're good for the role? Let them have it if as long as you think they're good for it. Like, the notion that you shouldn't give it to them because they're too perfect, that is just bullshit. And that's just people saying we should cast indie actors for everything just because I think indie actors are the best. And I love indie actors, obviously. They can be awesome. But with that said, you don't need to cast them for every single project, dude. Just come on. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have no issue if those two actually do get the roles. I have no issue with that. Or if anyone else gets the roles, if they want to
Yeah,
cast like Dev Patel as Reed Richards, awesome. If they want to cast John David Washington as Reed Richards, awesome.
cool.
I don't really, yeah, like, but if it turns out that it is Krasinski and Blunt playing Reed and Sue, awesome, great.
Oh no, it's too obvious, Tom. God.
Yeah, and it's like both of those people are great actors, so like I have no issue. So like you're just getting good actors to play those characters, and I understand I understand that it's like the Krasinski and Blunt fan cast has been just around forever, and
Of course.
I think people are just like super fatigued from that because it's just been talked about to death, and it's like, oh my god, if I hear those people's names again, I swear
I'm
to
gonna be
God.
honest. If Krasinski made it clear he wants to be Reed Richards, like he straight
Yeah,
up said, like,
he's
hell
like
yeah.
hell yeah.
I'm like, so if that's the case, for me, I'm gonna be honest. I think they absolutely should offer him a deal right now. For me, at least, because I think he's a phenomenal actor. Like he has the
Great
look
director
already,
too.
which is a bonus. He's a great director. Like just having him in Marvels as a whole, man, like he
They
can
should
add
get
a
him to
lot.
direct a movie too.
Well, you already got John Watts, but I would say that
No,
you can, if
direct a
anything.
movie, just
Oh
like
yeah.
a
Oh,
movie.
okay. But I will say he can probably even help John Watts with this movie a bit, honestly. Like there's a lot he brings to the table aside from just being a good actor, like, and that's valuable. And just him as an actor, though. I mean, I just watched for the second time, no, third time. I watched A Quiet Place Part One because I'm gonna see the Part Two in the next couple days. But it's such a good movie, man. And that movie just showed me how good of an actor and director he is. And I would just adore to have that kind of talent coming to Marvel. And anyone who doesn't want that, I think they're nuts. I'm gonna be honest. But again, if it's not him, it's fine if as long as you're getting a good actor. But I think he is just such a perfect choice, man. I really do.
Yeah, it's if we get a report one day that John Krasinski is going to play Reed Richards,
I'm gonna scream.
I will have no complaints at all. Like it's just I'm like okay, awesome, cool, good to go, let's do it. No issue whatsoever. I do think that Reed Richards was already perfectly cast back in 2005, but yeah, he's not coming back. But yeah, but yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Is
No,
just
me too.
I don't really I don't care. It's okay. Like if and obviously Emily Blunt says if Emily Blunt doesn't want to do it, she doesn't have to do it. And they really need to stop asking her about it though.
I,
Like
I mean, she
she
doesn't actually care. No, that
yeah
that clip was so out of context. The one
yeah
that was trending.
yeah, but like really just like it's just even if she doesn't care, it's just kind of it'll get old quick. It's like
I'm saying
come
it's the job of
she
these reporters to ask
yeah
though, so I
she
wouldn't
wants
blame
she yeah just like listen if she does it, she does it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. We all know the fan cast. We all know the rumors, but it's time to let it rest until they actually start casting the movie. They still haven't even found writers for the movie, if I remember correctly.
her. Yeah,
Like
then
there's
they don't have anything yet outside of John Watts, at least that we know of.
yeah. Now that Watts is finishing up Spider-Man, you'll see the production of Fantastic Four start to take off. But yeah, like yeah, we're not even close to casting just yet. We need to get a writing team, and then we can start casting.
Yeah, I think by the
Really,
time we get to fall, we're gonna have our cast, honestly, but
yeah,
that's still a while off though. So
yeah, they're gonna cast writers, and then they'll get right to casting. And like they need their writers first, because think about it. I mean, what are they gonna do if the writers say we want to do a 20-year-old version of Reed Richards, and they end up casting 40-year-old John Krasinski? There's an issue there. So they're gonna need the writers first, and then they can narrow down the people who can play the parts. So that's the way it works. So that's all I have to say about Fantastic Four. I'm just excited for the movie,
yeah.
and yeah, we're good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna rattle off the remaining news now. Then we'll move on to the DC portion of this episode.
Okay.
All right. So Christopher McDonald, aka as you put it, Shooter McGavin, joins
Shooter, baby.
Secret Invasion. Role is unknown, but it's a
This is
newly
Shooter's
created,
tour.
and it can cross over to upcoming MCU projects. So that's cool news.
If
But
you get Shooter McGavin, you keep Shooter McGavin.
there you go. So
Shooter.
Blade is going to begin production next July. That got delayed, unfortunately, but you know what? part of the reason, from what we understand, is because of Captain 4 being fast-tracked a bit, so that's fun.
Captain America 4, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, Captain 4? I was like, what? Is that a new superhero? But yes. I'm very excited for that movie, by the way. Also, I think the villain got leaked for Captain America 4. That I forgot to write that down, but we don't have to talk about that just yet. We'll talk about Cap.
I'm not even sure if I knew that, actually.
Yeah, I was like, it starts with an S, but what?
Bro, do you mean the Serpent Society, or?
Say that again.
Do you mean the Serpent Society, or just curious?
No. It starts with an S. Okay. It's one character.
Okay.
But I just think it may be an alias for Sharon. I'm not sure, but whatever. We'll do that on another episode once Captain America 4 starts getting real information being put out there.
Silk is going to begin filming in August, so that's another Sony project. Good for them for continuing to expand. Just don't have it suck.
Yes. So, also, Silk. By the way, Silk. If we cannot do the initial thing where Silk was made specifically to fuck Peter Parker, that'd be great.
I mean, I'd be okay with it. I just don't prefer it.
Yeah. Moving on.
So the last piece of news here, Janika Hodge is set to write the Disney Plus Ironheart series. So they got their writer for that. They're making progress on that show, and I'm sure we're going to hear more about it in the coming months because clearly it's taking steps forward into its production.
Yep, congratulations, and hopefully the show's good. And yep, that's really all I have to say about that. I'm not too familiar with her work, but
yeah, me neither.
I'm sure I'll get familiar soon.
Well, this is it, man. We are on the DC portion of this episode.
Yes, let's do it.
Well, let's go down the list here. We got trailers for Batman: The Long Halloween, and it looks fucking great. It looks really awesome, and I'm so excited, man. I think it's going to be a killer movie. The voice acting mostly seems awesome, though I agree with you, Mad Hatter seems off, but the rest I love.
Yeah, I don't like the Australian, Mad Hatter. I think he's Australian, but either way, it's just like, I think, in my opinion, Mad Hatter should sound incredibly disturbed.
You think disturbed and desperate almost?
He sounds like in the trailer. He sounds like a tough guy. It's like he should
closer to the Arkham games, probably. I think like that voice is like perfect.
Yeah, really. It should be someone who's like clearly not right and like has kind of almost a soft voice. Actually,
that's what it was in the Arkham games.
Exactly. Like I don't think like Mad Hatter should have like this kind of deep goon voice with like an Australian accent. It's like that just threw me off. That's like no, that's just not Mad Hatter to me personally. No offense to the actor, it's just like
no, I get it.
You're not right for that part specifically. But yeah, but the everything else looks awesome. Jensen Ackles is going to be a great Batman. He really made his voice very unrecognizable. He really did a great job from what I've seen. And also they got the Alfred voice actor from the Batman cartoon from 2004 to come back, Alistair Duncan, which is really cool. That's a great show, underrated. But yeah, it's a great cast, and yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a great movie. I think Troy Baker's doing the Joker again, too.
Yes, he is.
So yeah, congratulations. And I understand the complaints about it not replicating the art style from the comic book, but it is what it is. Even though it doesn't, try to do the art style, it still looks great, and it's going to be a great movie. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
All right, yeah. I don't have anything else to say on it, but I will talk about another Batman animated thing we're getting, which we just found out about very recently, and that is Batman Caped Crusader animated show in development, and it's led by Matt Reeves, J.J. Abrams, and Bruce Timm. So man, that's pretty awesome. I think that's gonna be absolutely amazing. The design for Batman looks really cool from the one image we got, and I think that this is like the show we've been waiting for, man. We've been waiting for another really sick animated Batman show, and when you have a group of creative people like this, I don't see any scenario where it's bad at all. Like not even a little.
Yeah, I really hope they can maybe get Paul Dini in there as well.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool. I think it's going to be a really, really great show, and it's nice to see that they're actually trying with animation. Because I've seen so many animated superhero shows
Yeah.
recently that simply don't try, that they have no substance to them whatsoever, and it's like we've really fallen down
I will
in
say
terms
though,
of animation
even
quality.
though there's no substance to this, the Teen Titans clips are pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
The Teen
They
Titans
are
Go
hilarious.
show, the reason why it got so much hate is because people want the actual Teen Titans show back
Yeah, yeah.
instead of talking about uh, that people want. The reason why Teen Titans Go gets a lot of hate is because the show isn't the Teen Titans show from 2003
Yeah, yeah.
that people want. But it's still a fun show. It's still a fun time, and
It's fun for what it
it's time.
is.
It is hilarious for what it is, and it's just a really fun time. And I hope one day we do get that show back, but still enjoying it. And they got the entire cast from the show back, which is great. And it's just a hell of a fun time. So there's no need to hate on it anymore. Just yeah. So that's really all I have to say about that. I'm just so excited to see Batman Caped Crusader. That's going to be a fantastic animated show, especially with Matt Reeves and Bruce Timm and J.J. Abrams. It's just a hell of a cast. I mean, hell of a creative team.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, man. I think that this show is going to please a lot of people, and we heard about a quote unquote sequel in development to Batman the Animated Series a while ago, and I think this is what that was, even though it's
Yeah,
not a literal sequel, but I think this is what
it's a spiritual
report
sequel.
was. Yeah, I think this is what that report was. So that's really cool to hear, and I think that I'm hoping it comes soon, man. I'm hoping that it doesn't take too long to make this because
Maybe initially it was a sequel, but then they're like, let's do
yeah,
more of a spiritual thing where we get to do our own continuity.
could be.
Yeah.
Definitely could be. All right. Well, I guess we can also talk about another thing that got announced that day. A Superman animated series starring Jack.
Yes.
I don't know too much about it. You might know the more than me actually, so I'll let you take this one.
No, I don't really know much about it either, other than like it's more of a kid friendly show,
Well,
but
yeah.
it's gonna be fun. The designs look fun. It's gonna be like Superman's day to day life. It seems like they're younger versions of the characters, and it's gonna be fun. The Superman design that I saw looked actually really cool. Jack Quaid's a good actor, and really I don't have much to say about it because I don't know enough about it, but it just seems fun, and I think they're gonna do a good job, and yeah, I'm excited to check it out. All of these animated shows, are also coming to HBO Max, which is great because I have HBO Max,
Mhm. Yeah, me
so
too.
I'm gonna put that to use. So yeah, we're good. We're good with those two animated shows. It's great to see Warner Brothers, DC trying with animation. Because like I've been very disappointed with what Marvel has done with their animation.
All right. Well, I'm gonna talk about Snyder a bit now, so that's fun. Um,
Yes,
I am not even sure how I'm gonna pronounce the one name I have to say, but here we go. Zack Snyder has confirmed that Belgian actor Matthias.
Mateus.
Oh, damn it, Matthias. How the hell do I say this last name?
Uh,
Schoenarts? Like, how would I?
yes, we're just gonna say Mateus.
We're just
A
calling him Matthias.
Belgian actor named Mateus
We're
was gonna be
calling him just
Batman.
Matthias. he,
Yes,
he would have been Batman if Ben Affleck declined the role in his DCEU. And he said he never got in the suit, but I did do a bunch of mock-ups of him in it, so that's cool. Just a small little detail. We don't even need to talk about that much. But the one thing that did interest me a lot, though, he also said in an interview that he considered having Man of Steel take place in Nolan's Batman universe. And now that makes sense a bit because, obviously you had Nolan actually helping in the production of Man of Steel as a
he
producer.
was a
So
producer. Yes,
yeah, so obviously he had a big role in the making of that movie, and I'm sure he was willing to do that if Snyder was open to it because this is a story that they both collaborated on. So I think that's really awesome just to know that. Not even I would say it's cool. Just a very cool detail to know that it's something that was talked about. Yeah, but personally, I'm happy they chose the route they went. I think that Man of Steel was a very good movie overall, but I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't for me too much. I was never a big fan of Man of Steel.
Mm. Yeah, I like Man of Steel, but like I'm just glad that they went in their own direction. I just don't think that Nolan verse would have been the best fit for Cavill Superman. I feel like if Bale's Batman or like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's new version of Batman hit, I think I think he would have gotten his ass kicked, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that. And gotta say, I don't even want to go into this because I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but I don't love Henry Cavill either as Superman. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I think he's
He really
fine.
doesn't have much to do in these
Like,
movies.
I don't think he's bad. I really don't. I just don't think he's great like some people say he is. Like some people say like he's without a doubt easily the best Superman. I'm like, I wouldn't go that far. Like I like Reeves better. I'm gonna be honest. I even very bold, but the show sold me on him. I love Tyler Hoechlin as Superman, and I would take him over fucking Henry Cavill. It's great.
Yeah. So I like Cavill, but like
Yeah, I
he just
like
does
him. I
he just
like him.
doesn't have anything to do.
He just doesn't do much for me, and I wish they went more into the family side of Superman. I think that's such an important thing to make that character much deeper and more interesting. And they did. It's not like they totally ignored it, but I think they could have done a lot more with it personally, because I think that's the heart and soul of what Superman is, honestly.
Exactly. So like, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than like I can't blame Cavill because he just didn't have anything to do.
Yeah.
Like they, I think like when he had to do stuff, he did. I think like if he was given more of an opportunity to do stuff, like he would have been fine. But like when he did have to do stuff, he was fine. I think one of my favorite Superman scenes is when in Man of Steel when uh his mother Zod was threatening his mother and he goes after Zod and he goes, "You think you can threaten my mother?" And I think Cavill did a great job expressing the anger
Mm-hmm.
of Superman seeing his mother be put in danger like that. I really do think he did a good job for what he was given, but it's just like
Yeah.
a lot of Man of Steel is just him looking like Jesus and kind of standing there and just sulking, walking around, not saying much, just
Punching things.
looking, just just doing his thing, just standing there. It's just like I didn't really feel a connection to his
I
Superman.
don't. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't feel almost any connection to him. That's my
Like,
problem.
and it's like that's not Cavill. That's just like he doesn't say much. He doesn't really do much.
Like
Like,
I have a like in Justice League, the Snyder Cut, I had a connection to Cyborg. I had a connection to Flash. I have a connection to Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman for sure. I mean, Ben Affleck. Really, it's just him. I don't have like a real connection to in that whole Justice League group.
yeah, like it should have been a priority to have Superman actually be
I mean, he's the
a,
star. Yeah.
a character in which we connect with, and it just didn't happen. And it's not Cavill. It was more of the writing, in my opinion. I feel like when Cavill was told, "Hey, act well," and he acted well. I did what he had to do, but like, yeah, I just felt nothing when he died at the end of Batman versus Superman. I just really didn't really feel anything. So yeah, that's really all I have to say. Other than like, I hope Henry comes back and is given a chance to do a Superman movie in which he actually like is more of a traditional Superman, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man. I've never been a crazy Superman fan, but I gotta say, Superman and Lois, that show, CW has a lot of problems, obviously, but this show has been one of the very few redeeming things they have done in recent years, and so far it's really reinvigorated my love for the character. So, thank you to them for doing that. But I'm now becoming more of a Superman guy, and it really just, I know what I like in my Superman, and again, the family dynamic is so huge for me, and that's what draws me to the character. So I'm hoping we get more of that in the future, and with whatever adaptation we get next, because we know we are getting another Superman movie in the coming years. So not with Cavill, so that would be very interesting to see how that turns out. But we have a lot of other news to go to, so I guess we'll move on to the next piece we have here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jason Momoa, he is actually writing Aquaman 2 with James Wan. He's the one who wrote the first draft of it, and I guess he gave it to James Wan, and now he and his creative team are doing some work on it, and it's going to be a whole collaborative effort. So I think it's really cool that him as the star of the movie is having so much say creatively for what it's going to be. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to see that they let Momoa get really involved. I think they should let actors that know their characters well try to help out as much as they can. So I have nothing against that. Just
Yeah,
good
me neither.
job. I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
I think they're really going to tap into some more of the horror elements for this movie. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
going to really have James Wan utilize his skills from his horror genre here with some of the stuff from The Trench, maybe. Because that was going to be a show, but it got canceled, and I think they're going to
I think
explore
it was
that.
gonna be a movie.
Or a show or movie. They were going to do something with The Trench, so on HBO Max, I think. So there's a lot they can do in regards to horror, and I think it'd be smart to tap into that soon.
Yeah, like I really always have liked horror inspired comic book stuff. So like that's why I'm a big fan of like Batman Arkham Asylum, the book and the game. Uh, so hopefully, especially like DC can get pretty intense. Uh, yeah, yeah. That's really all I have to say. Uh,
Yeah,
like I'm just awesome, cool. I'm excited to see it.
cool.
Like cool. That's all I have to say. Cool. Let's
Yeah,
do
there
it.
you go.
Let's do it. I'm okay.
So this piece of news just came yesterday, and we've heard a lot of rumblings about it earlier, but we are officially getting a Joker sequel with Todd Phillips co-writing it. I'm not sure if he's directing, but at the very least he is co-writing. So this is a very controversial piece of news, as a lot of people are against it and other people are excited for it. And I'm currently on the side of let's wait and see, because Todd Phillips is such a talented writer, and he said from the beginning that if I am going to do a sequel, I refuse to do it without me knowing I have a great story in mind. So I think that he came back with something prepared. I think he knows what he wants to do, and I don't see this movie being bad if he's on board. So I'm not gonna really shit on anything till I see it, and I'm gonna remain optimistic. Honestly, I really am.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like Joker 1. I think it's a fine movie.
I'm gonna
And
be honest. I think it's a masterpiece, but
I like Joker 1, and I think it's a fine movie. But, like, in my opinion, it's not necessarily something that I was dying for a sequel for.
well, it's not
Uh,
the kind of movie that needed a sequel. I would say
that
that,
too,
and that's not
and
indicative of the movie.
even if it was, I really wouldn't care either way if it was just a standalone or something that could have had sequels. And now we're getting Joker 2. The movie made $1 billion. Let's be honest here. The movie made $1 billion. It's gonna get a sequel. It only had a budget of like $50 million. It made like 100 times its budget.
Yeah, I mean, it's a clear moneymaker. People will see it, and if you advertise it right, I mean, we don't even know what they could advertise. We don't know what the movie is going to be, but I'm not sure if there's going to be any more Batman connections in it. I wouldn't be shocked if they play on that a little bit more, and if they do, I think they can easily make some money on that. Even if it's just small and they tease a little thing, just that would be enough to get a shit ton of people to theaters. Like, people eat that shit up, man. It's all about references in a bigger universe when it comes to getting more people to be interested. So I would not be shocked, although I do think that they shouldn't go too far with it, because obviously
mm,
Joker is meant to be its own thing a lot, and I
it,
would rather it mostly be its own thing.
Yeah,
primarily.
I don't want Joker to be involved with Robert, like this version of Joker. I don't want this version of Joker to be like with Robert Pattinson's Batman. I want
Well,
it to
I don't
be
think that's definitely not
no,
happening.
like I
Although I
want
think it would have been cool, but no, it's not gonna happen.
no, like I don't want to see a 30-year-old Batman face off against a 65-year-old Joker. No offense. Uh, so like contextually, like if they were to do that, like that would age Joker 22 years or something. So like that would make Joaquin Phoenix's Joker mid 60s or something. So let's not do that. Uh, I don't understand why people want that either, but I won't get into that. But yeah, just if they want to do like their own version of Batman, then I'm okay with that. If they want to do, whatever the hell they want to do, if they want to introduce their own version of Harley Quinn in Joker 2, I'm okay with that. If they want to do a bunch of stuff that references the Batman universe, I'm okay with that. Just don't connect it to anything else. Have it be its own thing, and I'm fine with it, personally.
Yeah. Again, I'm not gonna say I'm in the minority here because I know I'm not. A lot of people feel this way. I think it's a phenomenal movie. I think Joaquin Phoenix had a easily an Oscar performance, and he won one for a reason. I mean, he is as good as as it could possibly be, honestly, and I loved it. I think it's a perfect movie for what it was made to be, and I stand by it. I think it's a masterpiece in cinematography. The score was amazing, the performance was amazing, and the whole story I think was exactly what it needed to be. I couldn't think of one issue really, except maybe tiny ones for the whole movie. So for me, I'm thrilled to get a sequel, and I'm excited, man. I'm very excited to see what they do. So that's my thoughts on the Joker sequel.
Yeah, that's real. I really don't have anything else to say other than like I'll go see it, and yeah, that's it.
All right, so I guess I'll talk a little bit about Suicide Squad. Director James Gunn said that actually almost all of the members of Task Force X will die by the end of his movie. And you know what? We can breeze over this pretty quick because I think we kind of all expected that. I mean, the group is so big, and we heard a while ago, like he said, like don't get attached to these characters because
I'm
a
about
lot of
to
them,
fucking kill him.
a lot of them are about to get fucked pretty quick. So I think that the only ones that'll survive are like I don't know, maybe Peacemaker, what's it called, Harley Quinn, and a couple. There's a couple others I can't think of their names, but King Shark probably, and maybe one or two more. Not many at all.
Hmm. Yeah, what? It's gonna be a movie that involves many, many, many deaths, and it's rated R for a reason. Don't get attached. Obviously, Harley Quinn's gonna live. I think Idris Elba's character is gonna live. King Shark, I think, is gonna live. Uh, but yeah, everyone else is basically fair game. Probably Peacemaker's gonna live. He's getting his own show.
Yeah,
So like, yeah, just that's all I have to see. That's all I have to say is that don't get attached to these characters. Like James Gunn said, it's gonna be a bloodbath.
absolutely. So I think this is really cool. We talked about this a couple times in the past, but DC's HBO Max exclusive Batgirl movie is going to be directed by Miss Marvel directing duo Adley El Arby and Bilal Fallah. So that's pretty cool. That's actually really awesome, and I am
I
very
think they
excited to see
did
what they
Bad
do with it.
Boys 3, if I remember
I
correctly.
think you are right. Yeah.
Bad Boys for Life.
I have no idea what to expect with this movie, honestly, but I think it's my gut tells me it's going to be good, and I'm the one thing I am worried about is that they basically make her the Batgirl Beyond, essentially, of the live action DC universe with Keaton being Batman there and like helping her out. I don't want that personally. I think cause I really want a Terry McGinnis. I'm gonna be honest. I
Yeah,
really,
I agree.
really want Terry McGinnis. So I'm hoping
Let
they don't.
Batgirl be Batgirl and
Yeah,
let Batman Beyond be Batman Beyond.
yeah. I don't want to
Don't
do it.
merge. Don't
Yeah,
merge the two.
absolutely agree with you on that. So I'm hoping they keep it its own thing in that way. But we'll have to wait and see.
Hmm.
Either way, I'm glad that we're expanding the live action Batman universe a little more. It's a great step forward. So good for them, man. Good for them.
Good for them. I hope they do well.
All right. It's actually not too much left we need to discuss in depth. A couple things, but Pattinson signs a first look deal with Warner Brothers, and that probably means he'll be appearing all throughout the Reeves Batman universe because he's going to make a lot of shows. We know about the Catwoman show most likely. There's the Gotham PD show, and there's going to be a lot more aside from that too, I'm sure. So between that and whatever other movies Warner Brothers makes, it's pretty clear that they're happy with what Pattinson has been doing so far with the Batman for them. So that's good for him and good for the studio, man. Very pumped to see more Pattinson both in Batman and in any movie he does because he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, he is the Batman, and I think like he's gonna be one like almost a Nick Fury character popping up in different things. Just happens to be in the Batman universe, specifically named after him. So congratulations, Batman. But yeah, you're gonna see a Catwoman show, and why wouldn't he pop up there? What you're gonna see a GCPD show set within Batman's first year of fighting crime, set before the first Batman movie. So why wouldn't they show Bruce Wayne at least once in that show? It just seems inevitable. And Matt Reeves has a first look overall deal with Warner Brothers as well. So like they're doing a full out Batman universe with that world. So yeah, this was just like a formality, I guess you can say, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Warner Brothers made the right choice for sure. I have no concerns there. I'm just excited to see what they do next. Honestly, I don't really have any other thoughts on that at the moment, but I think there's actually not too much left. Overall, we're doing decent on time. Actually, we're doing decent on time.
Yeah, really. They like a lot of these points can get finished quick, which is nice. We don't have to like linger on it and like speculate and all that, which is quite nice.
Yeah, there's one more I'll talk about, I think, and then we can pretty much just do a recap of the rest. So this one is I just find this very cool that we're getting gothic scenes from Tim Burton's version of Gotham City from the '89 Batman universe. So we're gonna get recreated parts that are gonna be filmed in Scotland for the ongoing production of the Flash movie. So that's really awesome. I think that it's a very wise decision, and this is one movie that intrigues me so much because there's just so little we know about it because this is obviously a big multiverse movie overall, and like I know a few things which I won't say because I'm not allowed to, but I can't even imagine how many cameos we're probably going to get in this movie that we just don't even know about. It's just interesting, very very interesting, very fascinating, and I want to know who the fucking villain is because I have no clue. I have no clue.
Yeah, I've heard it's not Reverse Flash, which is
No,
very
I've heard
interesting.
that. Yeah, which is a little disappointing for me, honestly. I think it's a very big missed opportunity, but whatever.
Yeah, personally, I would have done Reverse Flash just because he was the villain in Flashpoint, but whatever. That is what it is. I'm excited to see what's going on. Uh, it doesn't seem like they're doing a direct Flashpoint adaptation, just like
No,
they're
they're not.
doing their own kind of thing with it, which is
Yeah,
fine.
I've heard
Uh,
they're described as almost like a multiverse road trip type of thing, and he's helping
yeah.
people along the way, from what I've heard.
Mm. I'm interested to see it for sure. It's gonna be one of those things that we're living in an era of multiverse superhero movies, I guess.
I'm
Uh,
gonna need Ben Affleck to meet Michael Keaton's Batman.
yeah, exactly. Like,
I'm gonna need that.
yeah, like I do actually think that would be cool if we got to see both of them meet. That actually, now that you mention that, because who wouldn't want to see two Batmen that kill, uh, connect with one another?
Let's
Because
just hope that Affleck makes it to that point, doesn't die.
yeah, really, we might die. Not gonna lie.
He very well might, and I'm gonna be honest. I think he will, but I pray I'm wrong. I really do because I love him so much, and I'd be very disappointed because there's just so much you can do with that character, man. I think he was so perfectly cast, and he's one of my favorites. So please do the right thing, and even if you don't know what the future is with him, Leave the option for him to return. That's all I
Mm,
ask.
yeah. Don't, personally, I wouldn't kill him. I'd just give him an ending. I'd just give him
Yeah,
a
give
happy
him
ending.
an ending, and if there's an option to bring him back later, then you can explore it later.
Like, there's no need to kill him off, in my opinion. You know, the DCU is going to be dead anyways in about 5 years, so
Oh,
who cares?
okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Uh, I will recap the rest now because there's not too much left outside of small details. So here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Shazam has begun filming, so that's a thing. That's very cool. Very excited for it because I love Shazam, but I this just not. I don't have enough to talk about for that honestly, so I'm not really gonna talk too much. You got anything?
Mm-hmm. No,
Hmm.
I don't really
Okay.
have much, to be honest.
Jenna Coleman is gonna be playing Johanna Constantine in Netflix's The Sandman, so that's cool.
Yep. Congratulations. Very, very exciting.
Um, Finn Wittrock and Jeremy Irvin cast as Alan Scott and Guy Gardner in the HBO Max Green Lantern series, which to begin filming in September. And this is cool, but the thing is, I'm not well versed honestly in Green Lantern stuff too much, which is why I wasn't gonna talk about it much. But if you really want to, go ahead. Of course, you just tell me.
Yeah, I'm not super well versed in those two characters. The two Green Lanterns that I know decently well are Hal Jordan and John Stewart, because they're obviously the
Yeah,
two
of
that have
course.
been in the movies and in the animated shows. Those are the two that get the most love. But what I'm saying is that, you know, uh, yeah, I don't really have anything to say about those two specifically. I just think that
Okay.
they're good castings. I think both actors are good, and I think I'm excited to see the show, and I'm excited to learn more about these characters as I watch the show. So that's really all I have to say. Just because I still got a lot of learning to do about those two.
Yeah, me too, man. I gotta do some reading soon, but it's all right. I'll catch up soon enough. But next piece of news, we got some Batman promotional images that were leaked online, which was cool. But then again, they didn't really show much. It's just cool pictures, and I used one of them as a background now, so that's cool.
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, Injustice animated film was announced, so hopefully that doesn't suck. That'd be nice.
Would be nice. Would be nice.
Mark Strong hints at his return as Dr. Savannah, so got that too.
Yes. Love his performance in that movie.
Dave Bautista really wants to play Bane. He's made that very clear. He's talked to WB, but he said himself they pretty much laughed him out of the building, so that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, they're like, we're not letting you do that. So sorry. Uh,
Uh, the Batman Forever Schumacher cut exists, so we kind of already knew that, but it's cool to know that it's like officially it's a thing. So
I
maybe
need
one
that.
day, maybe one day it gets released. I hope so, but we'll have to wait and see on that.
Big Batman Forever fan. Big Batman Forever fan. Um,
Indeed.
so yeah, like
Wayne T. Carr. Oh, sorry, you're not done yet.
no, I'm good. I just
Okay.
kept saying I need that because I'm a big Batman Forever fan.
Wayne T. Carr's Green Lantern was revealed. We saw a picture of him, and it looks sick. It's a shame Snyder never got to put him into his film. That was just WB being assholes as usual. But whatever. Let them do their usual thing, I guess.
Yeah, WB gonna WB. That's why they got sold.
And the final thing I will say is we got Fandom officially returning on October 16th, so I'm hoping we get some big news then for DC in general.
Mm-hmm.
And
It would be
that
nice. We're gonna get
wraps
another
up.
Batman trailer
Yeah.
there, by the way.
Oh, we definitely. That wraps up our huge episode, man. We got through it all.
Hour and a half.
Oh, I'm losing my voice. I need some water.
Don't we all? Don't we all? I just, there was a lot of stuff that we had to catch up on, and I'm sure we
Yeah.
probably missed something. I'm
I'm sure we
sure.
missed a few things, but you know what? We tried our
If we
best. We made a really
if we did, we're sorry. But my God, we had a lot of stuff to catch up on, and that was just the big stuff. It was only just yesterday we were talking about Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Kraven, and now here
Yep.
we are. And yeah, just the future of Marvel and DC looks bright. I've got nothing else to say other than like it seems like the entire internet is on fire because of Spider-Man No Way Home. Has like the entire thing is basically leaked online, and it's very unfortunate because now
Hey,
you
guess
have
what?
what?
I got something for you.
Oh, okay.
I know how. I may or may not know how long Matt Murdock is going to be in the movie.
Oh, I need it. I
Do you
need
want?
it.
Do you want to know?
Like, are you gonna say that like out loud now or like?
I'm gonna say it out loud because this is tweeted publicly, so I'm not
Okay,
really afraid of it.
okay.
According to one of our boys, he's gonna be in the movie for about 7 to 10 minutes.
7 to 10 minutes. This will be the second best 7 to 10 minutes I've ever spent in my life.
Are you sure it's not first?
Well, I can't get too personal, but
It.
um,
I have a feeling it's gonna be first.
it's well, it will be sexual. I will say that.
Damn straight. So,
I'm a big Matt Murdock fan. If you hadn't noticed,
um,
have you noticed that?
I have.
I seem to like Daredevil. That's my number two in terms of Marvel. So my top three for the people that don't know, my top three superheroes: one, Spider-Man; two, Batman; three, Daredevil. So yeah, and we're getting my one and my three in the same movie together. So who's your favorite superhero? Who would you say is your favorite?
That's just a hard question, but I mean, do you mean the MCU or in
No,
general?
just in general, Marvel and DC. Or or
I
or it could be like from Image Comics or whatever you want.
Yeah, I would probably say Batman's my favorite, with Spider-Man second and Daredevil third. Those are like my top three.
I love these characters. So yeah,
I love all three for different reasons, and I love the adaptations we've gotten of all of them. So yeah.
yeah, really like let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Well, do you have any final thoughts?
Uh, I don't really have many thoughts, mostly because whenever I do, I get yelled at. But all I can say is that the future of Marvel and DC looks very bright. It seems, these movies are. It's nice to see movies actually getting filmed and being released, and we're actually going to start seeing these movies happen. The sad thing is that uh, I think we should mention that had the COVID pandemic not happened, we would be preparing to see the Batman in a few weeks. And unfortunately,
Why did you need to say that?
yes, I felt like, we've reached a point where the stuff that we really wanted to see got screwed over. And obviously, Spider-Man No Way Home, was going to release the day before my 21st birthday in July. So it's just gotta wait a few more months, buddy. And future Marvel and DC looks bright. Hopefully, they keep dropping all this, all this new information and trailers. And yeah, just super excited.
Well, I'm now ready to end this episode. I think I talked about everything I needed to, and I need to get some water and clear my voice. So I'm gonna call it here, man. This has been great as always, and this has been another episode of Cape Time. See you, everybody.
Peace.